Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche pregame show. We got Eric, we got AJ, we got Rudo coming to you live before the Avs take on the Montreal Canadiens. Obviously, first thing today, just wishing Val Nichushkin well. Hopefully he can get whatever's going on with him figured out and be better in the long run. That's the end of the day. He's a human being and want the best for that guy. So,
yeah, and, you know, as he's a new dad.
Yep.
So you're not even thinking about Val Nichushkin, the hockey player today. Right. You're thinking about what's best for his long-term health and the health of their family, you know, over the course of many years. So it's disappointing. It's hard news.
For sure.
But you're talking about a guy that clearly has been battling demons. I mean, for him for him to have two of these incidents and within a calendar year.
It's bad.
Is rough. I guess it's not. It's 2024 now, but within 12 months. It's rough, and you know that he's really got to be battling it,
yep.
And that's, you know, as somebody who openly battles demons of my own on a regular basis. I say this while I've got these clown shoe gloves that are way too big for me, trying to make a serious point while I don't know what to do with my hands, but you know, I battle my demons out in the open, and I can't even imagine what it's like for a guy like that. The daily pressures and with people saying all kinds of shit about him all the time. Anyway, you know, I just send in love to him and his family and everything, because that's anybody that has ever gone through this kind of fight. You know that this is not just one person. It's your whole family. Everybody that cares about you goes through it with you. And just really, really hope that he gets right, you know, and does the work. As recovery and going through a process like this is you get out what you put into it. You have to be committed to it. And I hope that with a public admission that he's going in and doing it, I hope that he commits himself to the work. I hope that he does that. This is a good first step to it. Just for the viability of the rest of his life.
Yeah,
and
it's not even a hockey thing.
Not having to, I don't care one single bit about the Colorado Avalanche aspect of this today.
Yep.
We'll have plenty of time to worry about that over the next
However
5 years
months,
of his career.
Yeah.
7 years of his career, I guess. It's fine. But, you know, it's a hard day. And
for sure.
It's a somber day, honestly, just to... Anybody that's ever gone through an intervention trying to take somebody to a rehab or, you know, whatever it may be. Somebody that admits they need help and is getting help, I should say. It's hard. It's hard for everybody involved.
Yeah, and if I can just add to it, which you're bang on, both of you, but and when something like that happens, right, like you just said, it's you worry about the families, right? You worry about the wife, and, you know, the kid's too young to...
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a few months old, right? But the Avalanche are part of his family, right? I mean, and it does affect the Avalanche, and that's the part you're saying, like, you know, it becomes secondary. You know what I mean? Like his band of brothers on the team and the coaching staff and the management, you know, it does affect them because he's not in the lineup, so it does affect them. But I think the person becomes first, and that's what you got to fix, and the rest will take care of itself. Like, you know, whether it's his wife or the team or whatever, there'll be support there for her and be support for the players. And when he comes back and he's ready to go, then just like we saw with Sammy, and, you know, hopefully that's something like that where Sammy came back strong and looks awesome, looks healthy, looks happy, looks, you know, and his play shows, right? He's been awesome on the ice. So we'll wish him nothing but the best and go from there.
With the Girard thing too, I also wonder, seeing the success that Girard has had so far with it, I wonder if that opens the door for the Avalanche to be maybe a more transparent organization on the whole. Players feeling more comfortable, because while Gerard was out, it was all love. Everybody just sent him love. And now that he's back, yeah, there are still people that are going to be like, he's too small, but part of him being away was
seeing what you were missing without him.
Well, and from his perspective, part of being away is getting comfortable in his own skin with a new outlook on himself and the rest of his life and his family and all that. And you want that for Val too,
of course.
And you want that you want these to be successful, because one of the dirty secrets of the NHL, I would say an open secret of the NHL, is that these are common problems.
Yep.
Sure.
They are not rare. Every locker room has at least one guy, and it would be naive to think that is limited to one guy.
Yeah.
It's just a common thing in the NHL is what I'm saying. And more transparency from these guys, I think, encourages other guys to say, okay, maybe I need help too. When you have a success story early on, obviously, like Gerard, I think it's encouraging to a guy like a Nichushkin who just says, okay, this is spiraling out of control. I need help. And you hope that Nichushkin finds the same kind of success that Gerard has so far, and that Gerard continues that path.
Yeah.
And if Nichushkin is then ultimately successful, then anybody else around the league finds that success and finds that courage to come out and say, I need help. And the thing about the player assistance program, we've talked about this before, it is voluntary. 100% of this is voluntary. You enter the program voluntarily. The public statements and stuff like that
are fully voluntary.
That is the player's decision.
Yep.
If the player wants to remain anonymous, the player can. And nobody will ever know. He leaves for personal reasons, whatever, right? So for players to be putting their names to these statements, I think is a really big step forward. There's a stigma about mental health and addiction in the world that we live in, and these things help address that. And I think that is an encouraging part of this. That everybody's pulling the rope in the same direction of, let's all get better. And let's all feel comfortable and courageous enough to get better together. When something like this happens, it's not a how selfish and what a jerk, whatever the cynical, crass point of view might be, and more of a, he needs help right now, let's all lift him up.
The only thing I can add, again, I'm going to add the same as earlier, is, like you said, can't be naive that it doesn't exist in pro sports or the NHL. It does. But we can't be naive that it doesn't exist as well in, the common, when I say common, like, in law offices or medical offices or restaurant business. It does. It happens everywhere. The only difference is you're in the public eye when you're a professional athlete. You know what I mean? And that's where, like you said, that's the tough part to come forward, because you're showing, again, what they're saying, quote unquote, that, a weakness, or, we all know that's not what that is, but I'm saying that's what it is. And that's, that's the difference. That's the big difference. It's a public, you're doing it in front of everyone, and that's the tough part, so that's the only thing I can add to it.
Yep. All right. Ultimately, we do have an Avs game to talk about tonight. Same lineup as the other day against Toronto is the expected.
Except there's one change.
Well, the backup goaltender is Justus
Annunen, baby. He's on the bench. He's opening the door.
He's getting close. He's getting closer.
So close to taking the ice.
We got him, Friday, and we're pushing him towards the door.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Oh, we're excited.
He played great in the game that we were there, and we just walked by the Avs staff and just kept, call up Eustace. And then the next day they were like, those guys were right. Yeah. We listen to the pod. They know what they're talking about.
Hey, he sure looked like an NHL goalie Friday, though.
He looked good. Dude. He looked good.
We were talking about it during the game where we were like, are we for real?
Why is this guy in the AHL?
Of course, every guy in the AHL looks like an NHL player when you catch him on a great night like that. Yeah, but damn, did he look good?
He looked really good.
He looked locked in for sure.
Really good.
Probably won't even play in this game if things go well for the Avs. But
let's be real. Hopefully, we see him tomorrow. Hopefully, it's tomorrow.
A night like tonight, you're against a weaker team in Montreal. It's the first weak team they've played in 14 days, 10 days, whatever it's been.
Yeah. Who did they even play before?
San Jose was New Year's Eve, I think.
Yeah, San Jose was New Year's Eve, and then before they went to Dallas. The Islanders.
Yeah. Sure. I don't even know if I'd call them a weak team.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would call them a middle-of-the-road team.
Yeah.
Mid.
Oh. With the lingo.
Mid.
Not bussin'.
He's learning from the kids.
Bussin', mid, whatever. I texted my son the other day. I said, "How were you? Like, how was your game?" He goes, "I was buns," and I'm like, and I was like, I looked at my wife and I'm like, "He was buns. What does that mean? Is that good or is that bad?"
Bad.
So I texted. I said, "Was that good?" And he's like, "Bro, that's bad." And I'm like, "Okay, buns."
In what way would it be good?
I love buns. You know what I mean? Like, what nice
Not
buns
those
with
kind
spaghetti.
of buns.
Yeah.
Nice hamburger buns. Yeah, come on.
Buns is like saying you were poopy butt fart.
I know, butt poopy fart. Yeah, I didn't know.
We got to keep that in the DNVR canon, but only when Megan's not around. She would disapprove.
Well, what can you
Butt
do?
poopy fart.
All right, let's start here. It's against a weaker team, as with a continuing depleted lineup. Who's got to eat? Who's got to get her done for Colorado tonight?
Are you really asking me this?
I really am.
Do you really want me to just say Ross Colton again?
I really do.
Ross Colton, baby! Ross Colton, and real this time. Not an assist on a play where Toronto stops and then his second attempt at the empty net goal. I want a Ross Colton high-impact game. I want him to run some people over, not hurt them. The Canadiens have had enough of that. Run some people over. I want him to score a goal. I want him to be the happiest man on the ice when it happens, because he always is. And I want him to not shake his head and be like, I can't believe I missed that empty net. Like, feel good. Confidence.
God, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I left you the layup.
Yeah,
I know.
there's a real easy one
frickin'
sitting
frick.
right there.
I know. I'm not gonna take them. I'm gonna take the other layup. You know, Mac last game was Hockey Night in Canada. Doesn't get better staged than that back east with the pundits and, you know, like, hey, show that he is the Hart Trophy winner this year and he will win it. Well, it's the same thing on the back end. So I'm going Cale Makar tonight. Same thing. You're in Montreal, big stage. Show the world that you're the best D in the world. And Max said it too. I think Max said it to the reporters. He's like, hey, it's not even close. You know, and I think we all agree he's the best D in the league. So I'm going to go with Cale Makar tonight.
Imagine not picking Jonathan Drew.
Yeah. I thought I was like, all right.
That's why you're saying the layup? I know.
Yeah,
I know.
leave the...
all I'm going to say to that is I think... So we'll touch on Drouin right now, but I'll start with him right now. The Drouin part, I don't know if you saw pictures, and did you guys see the
gigantic scrum?
The scrums. Remember I was saying that yesterday?
Yeah,
it's nuts.
funny.
It's crazy. I mean, I was there for Patty Waugh's return to the Montreal. Well, I wasn't a forum, but it was the Bell Center. But since the infamous Detroit game when he left, and buddy, you couldn't walk in the dressing room. You couldn't walk getting out of the ice. Couldn't get to your stall, and me being French, there's only a few French guys in the league. So, of course, and they wanted to talk to us. It's complete chaos. And so you saw Drouin. I think he's going to get a nice standing ovation. That's what I think.
I hope so, man.
I think that he got his glory, and he feels like vindicated, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of his career's back on track. And
Yeah.
the media were nice to him yesterday and today. So that's why I didn't pick him. You know, I think that it's been so emotional yesterday and today, you know what I mean, that I think the game he'll be good, but I don't think he'll be the guy that's going to, you know, Ross Colton it or Cale Makar it. That's why I didn't take him, but that was the layup, yes.
He's in my bag,
3-point
so
night would
just
be
say that.
awesome.
What's that?
A 3-point night would be awesome.
I mean,
from Jonathan
me,
Drouin.
just a
one.
goal would be on. I could tell you one thing. I'm from there. I know how they work, and I've seen it, and I've been there my whole childhood. Like, if he scores a goal tonight, they're going to cheer like Montreal scored.
I mean,
I'm telling you that right now.
we saw a little bit of how it was when Lecky went back.
Yep.
Yep.
So, you know, a good performance from Duran, and you get the world-class fans of Montreal to show him that love. I don't know. It would feel very full circle for Duran's career. Not only to have a strong performance in Montreal as a returning player, but next to Nathan MacKinnon, like Halifax homie storyline continues. You know, it would just feel so good.
Yeah,
and
the last month's been good. You know, what I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's been good for him. It was good yesterday returning there. It was good today. You know, so I don't expect much more. You know what I mean?
did really like your point the other day. If they had done this trip earlier in the season,
could have hurt him.
And this had been game 11, it might have broken him in half.
Absolutely.
And instead, the way that he's played and
just to catch it on a high.
Oh, this is great.
This
is great. That's why I'm saying
it
yesterday.
It sets up for what could be a really, really nice night for Jonathan Duran, and I hope it is.
But even if he's average tonight, he's won. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. You know? All right, let's get to the 3 keys with Big E here. What do the Avs got to do to win a game they should win?
Well, go at them from the get-go. I mean, Montreal's lost 4 out of 5. Montreal's fragile. I mean, they have a suspect decor. They have some injuries. Our good friend Newhook, guys like that, Kirby Doc. I mean, they're pretty banged up. Use your firepower Avs, as we saw against Toronto. You know, they do have the best players in the world. They got the best winger and 96, the best center, and 29, and you got the best D in number 8. So, number 2, dictate the game. What I'm trying to say, it's a follow-up for number 1 there is the pace is yours, not the other way around. So don't fall to their level. Make them chase you. Puck possession as always. And looking back right now, like, put the 2 points in the bank. Winnipeg's not playing. I think the Avs are playing a couple or 1 extra game this week than Winnipeg. So again, that game in the games in hand will, all of a sudden will start to hurt you. Obviously, Winnipeg has to win them, but just put the 2 points in the bank and then don't worry about being so uptight. And then let's get back to deactivation is key today. Do we know if Johnson's back in there today or no? Jack, or is he?
I assume that he is.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't heard otherwise. So
yeah. Anyway, not that it matters, but you still have guys that can jump up in the play, right? Not Bo Byron, he's not there, but Taze, Makar, Walensky, make their forwards have to think, because when you do jump up in the play like that, it makes you think as a forward, a back-checking forward, and they're not the quickest. They give up a lot of goals, Montreal, and then make their Ds pivot to chase you or the puck. Make them face their toes the other way around. So very important tonight. Get on top of them. This is a game they should win. Do those things, and you're going to kill them.
So I want to ask you guys.
You can't have one of your big keys just be you're better, go beat them, but that's like the 4th key of the game.
Yeah,
you're better, go beat them.
It is.
I want to ask you guys, obviously, firepower-wise, the Avs should be better at every position on the ice tonight. But you don't have a Val Nichushkin anymore. You're out of Miles Wood. You're out of Arturi Lehkonen. Jared Bednar's security blanket.
LOC.
But can one guy be a security blanket? Can it just be one guy?
Well, his top line's a security blanket, too, when you think about it, right? The top line's a security blanket. They're going to play 28 minutes.
I think that's fair, but I also think Jared Bednar doesn't love putting them out in the defensive zone.
I think he just loves putting them out.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think it's very scary on the other side. No offense to the players, but Cole Caulfield is more a power play guy.
Yeah.
I like Sean Monahan, but...
This is a guy to watch tonight. Everybody that's 2C, Sean Monahan. Keep an eye on him. See how you feel about him.
No, I like Sean. I think I've told you guys before, cerebral player, smart player.
I like him too.
Good teammate. But the pace of play is slow. I mean, it is. You can't. There's no ifs and buts about it. His pace is slow and his skating is deficient.
The question would be: you always use Tyler Toffoli as your example of this. Can he play fast enough to play Avalanche hockey?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
He's not going to do that tonight. He's going to play against the Avs, but let's see how he does. Holding up against the Avs, I would be curious.
He's a very smart player.
He's a guy that I will be watching tonight.
Yep.
He is there's not many Canadians left in that lineup, but that is a guy that I will be watching. Yeah.
And then Justin Barron, is that Justin, right?
I think he's going to be a scratch.
Yeah, he's a scratch.
That's what I mean. He's a scratch.
Which is fatal mistake, Montreal, not playing the ex-Avs.
Yeah, you just took a goal off the board.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Always
who's in
remember
net
the
for Montreal?
rule.
Did we see? Is it Sam?
I have no idea. The
wanna say
three-headed
it's multiple,
monster.
but I don't
have
actually.
no
I mean, he
idea.
played awesome against Edmonton, but he doesn't play a lot. I don't know why.
I don't
mean, he's
understand.
their best goalie, I think, but
They should play a different goalie every period because they've got him. Jake Allen in the first, Montembeault in the second, Primo in the third.
Look, I am
He's
here. I
sarcastic.
am here for the goalie line changes.
Hell
I've
yeah.
always been on board.
Mike Keenan. used
One
to
of
do
them's
that.
better on the PK. Bring that guy in.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That sounds fun. Also,
Shootout.
you're talking about top guys. Go against Nick Suzuki,
Yeah.
one of the better defensive
Two-way,
centers out
yep.
there, who does not always get his flowers as a top defensive center.
True.
That guy, I think, will be competing for Selke's soon. I don't know if he's quite there yet, but I think in the next
Another
couple of years,
yeah.
Well, he's got
You
a
know?
big assignment tonight, right?
Exactly,
I mean, that's a
and
big
that's
one.
a matchup. If Montreal is going to be competitive in this,
Yeah.
he's got to do well for himself. So,
Just think Patrice
I want to.
Bergeron.
I don't know. I'm also like just a very quiet Nick Suzuki fanboy. So,
I've loved both the Suzukis forever, but
yeah, same.
is what it is. AJ,
Yes.
how do you wrap the blanket around the Avs and keep the trap game out of the inner circle? What do the Avs have to do tonight to not slip into that? Oh, we're finally got an easier team. Fall asleep. Is it wear those giant ass gloves?
It's really just the maturity.
Okay.
You're better. Go be better.
Fair enough.
I mean, honestly, you need more from your defense in this game than you got. Now, defensively in Toronto, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
But
But this is
production-wise,
they had 2 points. How many games do the Avs win where their defense produces 2 points?
not a lot.
And Kale McCarr's not one of those two.
Yeah, no kidding.
How often does that happen? It's rare. So you want to see. You're also going up against the other highest scoring defense in the NHL, both in terms of points and goals. So, Mike Matheson's a little squirrely at times. I would say the Canadiens as a team, a little squirrely at times.
Yep.
Take advantage of that.
Yeah.
They're going to jump into the play. That defense can jump into the play a lot. They're going to be aggressive. That means they're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Counterattack. Use your defense to get up the ice. I want to see a Sam Girard. I want to see, funny enough, a Josh Manson. I want to see Devon Taves. Obviously, Cale McCarr, that's a given.
Yep.
But I want to see some of those other guys get after them. This is a team that does not play much in a structure, which can be a little chaotic to play against because you don't really know what the hell's about to happen. But neither do they. So
You might end up with some open pucks in open areas.
yeah,
for
so
yourself.
I would say if there's ever a game where your transition game is even more important, it's this one.
Yep.
Because this is a team that is going to make mistakes and give you chances, but they're going to take chances. Your transition D has to be very, very good. You lock that part of the game down, you should feel good about building a profile of a game that you need in order to be successful.
Yeah, and that's why it was one of the keys, right? And then, you know what? I'm going to give Sammy the honorable mention dog eater today with talking about deactivation. Let's get Sammy a little Gino back home there where he's from. And
True.
Feel
he's
love
got
a little
200
bit.
people at this game.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
How do you know 200 people?
Right.
I'm telling you, he's from where Michel Goulet's from.
Yeah.
Up north, where their industry is blueberries. So they call them like bionic blueberries. The guys that play in the NHL.
There
You know what I
you
mean?
go.
So that's where Sam Girard's from. It's very small. It's very up north, and it's everyone knows one another, and that's why in a game like this you see so many people there for him. So you know what? I just thought about that. Let's make him eat.
There you go.
Let the big dog eat.
Eat some blueberries.
Yeah. Get some organic blueberries.
Blueberries are really underrated.
Sure.
You know who else is from there? Famous. Something to do with the relationship Montreal and Avalanche. I'm throwing a little dagger at him doing this, but Mario Tremblay,
Oh.
the coach that was behind the
Long
bench.
live Mario Tremblay. Yeah, thank you.
He's from there, so his nickname was the Bionic Blueberry.
All right. The more you know.
There you go.
Let's get to my bets here with Bet 365. I'm feeling the Avs locking this down. I'm taking Montreal under 2 goals tonight. The cool one, when you take under 2, if they do score 2, you push and get your money back. So not terrible. Taking the Avs to cover on top of that. And then, of course, I'm going with the power play point for June because it's plus 240. You get some good money on
That's
that
a
one.
pretty good friggin' bet
That's
right
what
there.
I'm saying.
A point, not even a goal.
Yep. Just it's a assist
point.
will do just fine
Yeah.
for you at plus 240.
That's a good bet.
Yeah, at 242. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's what I mean. At
if
plus
it's at like plus
240.
120 or something, you're like, all right, it's a plus number.
Yeah.
I'll take that. But at 240,
You're making some real money on that.
yeah, this guy's been a point per game pace for
15, 16
16
games.
Yeah, I was going to say, what, like 4 weeks? Like,
Doing all right. And in Montreal, you know he's going to get his. So go over with Bet365. Make your bets. If you want to make it super crazy, you can always parlay stuff together. You must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. That's all I got. Puck drop right around the corner here. So we are going to go prepare for our watch along. Come join us for that if that's your thing. If not, we'll be live post game breaking down whatever happens, whether the Avs dominate or it's a trap game. We got you covered. So
P.S. These gloves are amazing. Go Hestra.
yeah, Hester job gloves. Go get some.
They're so comfortable.
AJ's hands are actually melting in there.
They're so comfy, dude. I just have little boy hands, so these are too big for me. But they're so comfy and they're so warm. I'm like, where were these when I was outside?
Yeah, those
No
are
kidding.
sick. I got a pair.
I'm about to wear these home just so I can shovel, just so I can prove how warm they are.
We did get one super chat, $2 from Vaguely Sober, saying DNVR blanket win. It'll be on the shelf right next to the robes, I'm sure.
Ooh, deep cut.
We appreciate y'all. We will talk to you in a little bit.
We all silly like the mayor.